On this week's Happy Hour, Bitchy Vegan Homo, David Huffman. Stand-up comedy from John Armstrong. And of course me, the Happy Hour regular, Jocelyn. And now, from All Saints Public House in Cleveland, it's Happy Hour with Steve Guy.
Welcome to another episode of Happy Hour with Steve Guy. This week is actually our season finale. We're gonna take the next couple of weeks off, regroup. Maybe I'll have a little vacation and sip some cocktails myself because I don't get to do it very much on the show. But we'll be back then with season 2. That's right, we got renewed by the company that's pretty much not in charge of us since we make our own rules here and we're not on TV. We can do that. So just that note. Whatever. We have a great episode for you today. I am joined by David Huffman. He is the owner, creator of Bitchy Vegan Homo and runs the Vegan Cheesecake podcast where they talk about Golden Girls, of all things, and food. It should be a very fun conversation. And at the end of the show, stick around because we have stand-up comedy from local comedian John Armstrong. But before all of that, of course, here is what folks are talking about at their happy hours all across the country.
Jocelyn, we're going to start kind of serious here. Kenosha, Wisconsin. I assume that you know what happened there earlier this week.
Yes.
And for somebody who's watching this who doesn't know, and believe it or not, that's one of my frustrations, I think. There are going to be people who don't know. People don't know because it wasn't really on major news when it first happened. I mean, I found out because I happened to be on Twitter, and I was looking for something else, and I saw Kenosha, Wisconsin is trending. I thought, well, that's weird. Why is Kenosha, Wisconsin trending? And that's how I found out.
I found out on Instagram.
I'm frustrated. I imagine you're even more frustrated.
It's just frustrating to see this happen time and time again, and then you'll see other police arrest videos of them actually giving suspects a chance to get down or just be able to talk things through with them when you see minorities just gunned down without much of a confrontation. Seeing mass killers being walked away and handled gently and still get time served in a trial and just seeing black people gunned down
What's mind-boggling to me is that this is happening after everything that we've seen and been through over the last couple months. Why is that happening? Like, you would think the cops would be extra cautious and be like, well, I know everybody's watching me now. Oh, let's talk about something slightly lighthearted, I guess. I don't know how to go from there, but
Did you see that Donald Trump is trying to dismantle the Postal Service?
I did see that. What a jackass.
I just don't want my dildo subscriptions to be messed with. I can't imagine that not coming once a month.
It's a joke there, but I'm not going to make it about coming once a month. But anyway,
just leave my mail alone. My packages.
Yeah, I hear you. I hate when people are mishandling my package.
Right.
It's get out, get away from my package. I'll handle this. Don't you worry. Hey, bright side, apparently there's 3 asteroids that are supposed to hit right before the election. So, we may not make this.
Have good aim.
Hey, what about, speaking of sex toys, there's a show on Freeform and Hulu or something, Love in Corona Times. Did you see this?
I have not.
It's a whole TV show.
What's it rated? Should I watch it?
It's on TV, so probably whatever.
Okay.
No, it's not porn, Jocelyn. Come on,
I'm deciding if I want to check it out or not, but I'll still check it out.
Check it out. It's like a couple couples that live together and they're finding it, and there's old people who are falling in love and reconnecting, and people who found each other on the internet, and this whole thing. It's just people falling in love. Hey, Xavier, what's going on, buddy?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. We're talking about love in Corona times.
Oh man, I always say, you're either in love or you're searching. Sometimes it's not with someone else. Sometimes it's love within yourself.
Wow,
I like that.
that's nice.
I love myself every night. Sometimes in the morning too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here comes our interview with David Huffman.
Well, all right, swinging by happy hour right now. Dare I say it?
It's
Dare
all
I
right.
say it? The bitchy vegan homo himself, David Huffman.
That's me. Yeah. I don't go for so much political correctness, so it's okay. You can call me Bitchy Vegan Homo, BVH, Dave, whatever. It doesn't matter.
All right. You know, I just don't want to get me in trouble.
No, you won't get in trouble. I fully endorse it. You have complete authority to say Bitchy Vegan Homo.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I typically start this off asking people what they like to drink at happy hour, but you're pretty simple, huh?
I'm very simple because I don't actually drink. Like sitting at a bar is a weird thing for me. Like I don't sit at bars very often because I don't drink. I've never had a taste for alcohol. It kind of does not work with my palate. So
Well,
I'll just have a water if that's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a special drink for you.
Oh,
then.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's one of nature's building blocks. So
That's right.
It's all right.
It's H2O. The
Yeah.
H,
Are we going to talk about chemistry?
H stands for hydrogen in this case.
It does. Yeah. I was going to be a chemistry major, but then I decided I didn't want to work in a lab all the time. But I think that's why I like baking so much, because it is kind of sciencey. Like it has to be precise.
Yeah. Before we even talk about all the bitchy vegan homo action, that's so weird.
I haven't been getting as much Bitchy Vegan Homo action lately because of the pandemic, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel for you. But you are also involved with Cleveland Cinemas.
I am, yeah.
And that's the thing that I wanted to do. Let's get that out of the way because there's so many people who want to get back to the movies.
Yeah, it is. My main job is actually Cleveland Cinemas. I'm the director of marketing, so I do all of our like special programming, all of our like media relations stuff, all our general marketing things. So yeah, and Cedar Lee and Chagrin Cinemas just reopened on the 21st of August.
All right.
And we're waiting to find out when we're going to reopen up the Capitol and Tower City and the Apollo, or other theaters that are still closed right now for their own unique reasons. So yeah.
Yeah, Capitol was kind of, there were some things going on there previously, right? That there were some plans that at least closed, weren't they?
Well, we've got plans coming up, like there's going to be some new seats installed and some other things, and so it's unfortunate that that couldn't be happening while we were closed. Like, it's going to happen after, like the theater could literally like maybe reopen on Friday, then the next Friday we have to close 2 theaters because they're doing construction. So
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just the whole, it's a very strange situation. Every one of our theaters is a unique kind of challenge in their own right, because they're historic buildings, a lot of them are, and so we're just, and this has just been the strangest time on earth for movies. Like it's never ever happened before, whenever all the theaters the entire industry just shut down. Same with like live theater and concert venues. It's something no one's ever had to deal with before.
It'd be a great time there's a resurgence in the drive-in movie theaters, but sadly, we demolished so many of them in Northeast Ohio.
Well, drive-in movie theaters have been raking in the money this summer because one of the weird things about the movie business that a lot of people don't understand is that we actually see our competitors' grosses, so we know how the other theaters do, just to make ourselves either feel good or bad, depending. And it's a unique thing to the industry. It's not like most restaurants can't look up, how much did the guy across the street from me make? But in a movie theater, you actually get to see how much the other movie theaters made. And I can tell you the drive-ins are doing extremely well this summer.
They're doing quite well. Yeah. Just imagine if we had more of them, and more people would be going. So does this mean that for those who are fans of the Cedar Lee Theater over in Cleveland Heights, that Rocky Horror Picture Show gets to make it in 2020?
It will hopefully be coming back. We're actually in the process we actually have a date for it, but I'm not going to tell you what it is yet in case it changes.
Yes, that's fair.
Because we still have to figure out all the logistics. But we do have it rebooked for an upcoming date in the fall. So it is going to continue, but just like everything, with some adjustments. Is that the nice way of saying it?
Yes, that's a nice way to say it. That is a nice way to say it.
Yeah.
Well, good. That's always good to hear because that's become a very long-standing tradition now.
It has. It's over 30 years. I can't even remember. Yeah, it's a long time. It's over 30 for sure.
How many people do you think dressed up during this pandemic just because they missed being able to
Well,
go
I
to
feel bad for the head of our Rocky cast, Kev. He watches. He's there at every show every weekend.
Yeah.
Plus, he just watches it regularly throughout the week, not just on that. I mean, like it's a big part of his life. So having that, taken away is really. I mean, that's like. I mean, just like everybody, everyone's had things that they love to do taken away from them, or adjusted or changed in some way. But that is that's if it's been your life for so long, it's got to be really, really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's shift gears away from movies. Into food.
We're going to end up coming back to movies because all I ever do is talk about movies anyway.
That's fair. I love movies. Tell me about how this Bitchy Vegan Homo concept came out. Did it start with baking? Because you have a show on YouTube that you do. Now, did it start with I want to do a show concept, or did it start with I want to have baked goods and get those out there?
Well, it was just supposed to be a YouTube show because I've always wanted to have, well, not always, but I've thought about having a cooking show for years because people would come over to my house, and the way my house is set up, they would watch me cooking and they would joke that it felt like they were watching the Dave Huffman cooking show. And since I basically learned how to cook from watching a cooking show, I just sort of was like, yeah, I kind of would like to do that.
Were you watching Julia Childs?
That's the thing. Like when you can't watch a lot of like stuff that has too much like animal gore in it, it's very hard to watch a lot of cooking shows. So people always go, "Oh, do you watch like whatever, like all those like chef challenge shows?" I'm like, "No, I don't, because they're usually too gross for me."
She's just the one that I think of for years.
I saw her and the Frugal Gourmet. Those were like the ones that were on when I was younger, and because there wasn't like a cooking channel and stuff like that. They were basically just on PBS, like Julia Childs. So yes, I did watch those, and I would watch some of those other like local cooking things, and that's basically how I learned to cook.
Okay.
And I wanted to, just when I got the chance to have a friend who had a studio that I had access to, they had a kitchen set they were looking to do something with, and a mutual friend had said, "Hey, Dave's been talking about doing a cooking show for years."
Right.
So it just kind of all fell into place. So the idea was it was going to just be the YouTube show, but then whenever I started to do events to kind of promote that existed, then I had such a huge reaction to the things I was selling, specifically my brownies that are now known as the best damn brownies.
Did you bring any of these brownies?
I did bring you a brownie, actually. So yeah, so you see, it even says Bitchy Vegan Homo, best damn brownie.
Oh, wow.
And it's in print, so it's got to be true.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Best damn brownie.
So that became the thing that I was quickly kind of known for, doing like Veg Fest events and even like non-vegan events, like when I did like the Cleveland Flea and events like that. People would try them, and their expression on their face was kind of hilarious. So
why?
Just because they apparently are the best damn brownie.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah,
it was a good expression.
Yeah, it was a good
obviously.
expression. It was because they're super rich, very fudgy, very chocolatey.
Yeah.
And
not being into, I'm not vegan, but I will say consistency-wise.
It does not say best vegan brownie. It says best damn brownie.
Oh.
It's just the best brownie, regardless.
But is it vegan?
Yeah, of course it's vegan.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It looks like this is good.
Yeah. It's very rich and fudgy and very delicious. So
yeah. Keep going. I'm going to have some more.
All right. Yeah. Okay. But so I became, there was all these opportunities for doing these other shows. So I started to do that, and it was getting harder to sync up doing the production. So we've kind of fallen behind in the production. We were just about to start filming again, new episodes. I'd written scripts and all this stuff, and then the pandemic hit. And it was a combination of things because they were moving the studio from one location to another.
Oh.
So we were waiting for the set to get rebuilt. The set was finally rebuilt, and then it was, the world shut down. So we're going to get back to filming at some point in the hopefully near future. But for right now, there's I think about 10 of the recipe videos up on YouTube right now. I think there's about 10. And it's everything from vegan mac and cheese, the pilot episode that I did with Matt Fish, through pancakes. I do a pancake episode because pancakes are my favorite thing, my favorite food. I do cupcakes and a lot of stuff, but it's not all baked goods. Yeah, it's mostly not baked goods. And if you go to my website, bitchyveganhomo.com, it's got recipes for all different kinds of things.
Excellent. But you do sell the baked goods. You do pop-up
Yeah,
shops,
I do
right?
pop-ups and stuff right now. I don't have a shop, and I do some custom orders and things. But I've had a little bit more time, like we all have, in the last few months. So I've been able to do a little bit more. So I actually have an event on. I think the day this airs, I have an event that evening over at the Cleveland Urban Winery over in Cleveland Heights.
Okay.
And in which I'm doing a Chardonnay peach cupcake. And I don't really like the flavor of peaches, and I don't drink. But I decided I was going to do a Chardonnay peach cupcake.
All right.
And I had to have everybody else taste it since I couldn't trust myself. I actually thought it tasted pretty good, and especially since I don't really. That's not a flavor. Yeah. But I had to make sure that other people felt like it tasted like it should, because I couldn't trust my own palate. But all my taste testers really liked it. So
now, if people are watching this after August,
yes, they can't get those anymore.
28th,
yeah,
they can't
too
get
bad.
those.
You've missed it.
But but then you have more.
I have
more
a lot of stuff.
opportunities?
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff coming up. On September 12th, I'm going to be over at Birch Cafe, which is a vegan cafe over on the east side on Highland Heights. And I'm going to be doing my whoopie pie extravaganza. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of whoopie pies.
pie?
Whoopie pies,
What
yes.
is whoopie pie?
You don't know what a whoopie pie is?
No.
A whoopie pie is basically, it's
I know what
kind
a whoopie
of
cushion is.
No, it's like it's.
I know what Whoopi Goldberg is.
Thankfully, it doesn't taste anything like Whoopi Goldberg. Not that I would know.
Yeah,
but it is. It's basically two kind of cake/cookie. They're in between a cake and a cookie, and then it's got frosting in the middle. They're also known as gobs. If you're from Pittsburgh, they call them gobs.
Not from
Other
there.
places call them, a moon pie is usually covered. Well, but a moon pie is usually also covered in something.
Oh,
so,
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. A whoopie pie. And so I'm going to be doing a bunch of whoopie pies, and I'll always have the brownies. And then September 17th, I'll be doing a pop-up in Cleveland and Columbus simultaneously, again with Melt. So I'll be doing something with Melt again. Yeah.
And you've kind of turned this into a whole, I mean, it's a franchise, really, is what it is. You got this whole, whole brand. And
it was funny turning it into an actual business where I had to register with the
Bitchy
state of
Vegan
Ohio.
Homo.
So it is some government official down in Ohio had to like sign off and send me the my official license and everything for Bitchy Vegan Homo LLC. And then I went into the bank to open up the bank accounts,
Yeah.
So it's just kind of fun having like a charge card that says Bitchy Vegan Homo.
I mean, all three of those words individually
Yeah.
evoke thoughts out of people.
Uh-huh.
If you put two of them together, it really evokes an image. To put all three together, well, I guess that's you.
When I do events, exactly. Well, when I do events, the name gets a great reaction. People laugh. They get that it's a joke. They want their picture taken with me. They want their picture taken with my banner, just to post online. And but there's usually, I think I've only had 2 people at those events that have ever had anything negative to say. One woman just came up and she's like, "You got a lot of bad words on there." And I said, "Well, they all describe me, so am I bad?" And that just shut her up. So, if they want to, but the best thing about naming your business Bitchy Vegan Homo, you generally don't have to deal with any of the customers you wouldn't want to deal with. No one's going to come up to you if they don't want to deal with you because you're putting it right out there.
It reminds me of, as a lifelong Clevelander, when I was a kid growing up, we'd go to the flats and we'd go to Dick's Last Resort.
Exactly.
Right? And you expect them to be jerks to you there. And I would expect if I came to you, you should be bitchy to me.
Exactly. So that's the other advantage. I don't have to be nice to people. I can just be on brand. I can just, But I tend to actually be too nice to people at events, and people will say things like, "Oh, you don't seem like you're very bitchy." And I have like a standard response. It's like, "Well, do you want me to tell you what I think of your outfit?" Things like that. But otherwise, I tell them, I'm in a good mood. You're here. We're having fun. You're giving me money. I'm not going to be like mean to you unless you deserve it.
You've set a standard and thrown that word out there.
I know.
Which, by the way, I noticed that it's smaller.
It is smaller.
Well, because you try to make this very
yeah,
PG-13.
No, it's because it's more like that's of the 3 things. That's the least. I'm definitely more vegan and definitely more homo than I am bitchy. So.
Oh, okay.
But the people that know me will know how bitchy I really am.
Yeah. How long have you been vegan?
I don't have an exact date for that. I don't have a vegan anniversary or whatever they call it.
Well, I mean,
it's been about 10 years, I think.
All right, because this is a relatively new thing in terms of people being aware of it, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely far more easy to be vegan now in the mainstream. I used to, for years, I was vegetarian, and I was vegan at home, vegetarian when I would eat out because it was just almost impossible to be able to maintain a vegan diet when you would go out to a restaurant. Now it's so much easier. There's so many more national products, whether it's just every restaurant having a Beyond Burger or something like that on their menu. Right. It's just pretty easy now.
Burger King has an Impossible Whopper now.
Yeah, they do have it. So they cook it on the same grill. So the level of veganism on that is not as long as you don't mind your food being cooked in like a death vat, then sure. That counts as vegan, I guess.
The attempt for commercial purposes is there.
But I will say this, while I won't eat them myself, I appreciate that they're out there because every one of those that someone's buying, that's one less actual cow burger that people are eating. And so the more animals, we can divert, the diversion of all of those burgers to a plant-based one, it's saving a lot of lives.
We talked about veganism being kind of still a newer thing, but there are plenty of great restaurants that are popping up. Where, if you live in the Northeast Ohio area, give me 3 of your favorite vegan eating spots.
Well, I do love all the vegan options at Melt. I actually, for years I've been joking with Matt. Every time I go there, I make my own sandwich, which is the vegan cheddar, tofu bacon, avocado, and it's fire roasted corn salsa.
Ooh.
And it's delicious. And I always call it the vegan boss. So I'd always tell them, like, hey, I got the vegan boss again. What are you going to put on the menu? And then when I did a pop-up there a few weeks ago, we actually had the BVH vegan boss was a sandwich option that night. And many people told me how much they enjoyed it. So I would highly recommend doing that.
Okay.
Food is Zatfa, which is, they had closed during the pandemic, but they're just starting to do takeout pickup orders.
Excellent.
They're over in Cleveland Heights. They're a newer vegan restaurant. Very, very good food. And Cleveland Vegan has good food as well. And I generally don't like their baked goods as much because every time I have something, I'm like, mine's a lot better. So I'm very critical when it comes to baked goods.
Sure.
And but yeah, those places and Birch Cafe, if you're over there, they have a good lineup of delicious treats as well.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for
Sure.
swinging by happy hour here, even though you don't even drink.
I don't even drink, but
It's nice to have a good conversation, have some water.
yeah, have some water. I feel hydrated, and you got a brownie out of this
I got
deal.
a brownie out of this.
That's all that matters.
And one more time, for the people watching at home, you can go to bitchyveganhomo.com.
Yep.
And they can place orders there.
Yeah.
for you.
They're, for whatever pop-up I have coming up next or whatever event, you can go to the store that's on bitchyveganhomo.com. And then all my social media, I'm Bitchy Vegan Homo everywhere
All right.
except for Facebook, which wouldn't allow me to be Bitchy Vegan Homo. I'm BVH Show on Facebook.
Gotcha.
Even though Instagram is owned by Facebook and I'm allowed to be Bitchy, I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me.
Well, you say you're
know?
bitchy vegan homo everywhere, but
Yeah.
you were quite nice today, Dave, I must say.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you once again so much for swinging by happy hour.
Thanks for having me.
Fun conversation there with David Huffman. Make sure you check out Bitchy Vegan Homo. Follow it on social media. Get some amazing recipes and things. Listen, I'm gonna go make a vegan mac and cheese tonight when I get home because some of us can't have dairy, and it could be a delight. I saw it on his YouTube. It's gonna be delicious, so I'm looking forward to that. And now, folks, here is stand-up comedy from local comedian John Armstrong.
I missed it down here. I don't get to come downtown anymore. I ain't been down here since I set that cop car on fire. It's gonna get all racial up here. Oh shit. I was not in the riot. Don't worry, white people, don't clutch your pearls. That was mostly y'all, by the way. I saw the fucking news, all right? I rode by the Justice Center and it's still boarded up. Like that was months ago. Get over it, goddammit. Same shit y'all tell us. Get over it. I don't care about your fucking windows. It's been so weird, not just the COVID shit, but then after George Floyd got killed and they did all the protests, riot, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and then like everybody got all woke and shit, you know what I mean? Fucking people putting Black Lives Matter in every street, like that's kind of pandering to me. Like, it's nice, you know, but black people, we like, can you just arrest those guys who killed Breonna Taylor? Can we just do that? I don't give a fuck who's on the syrup bottle, dude. Who gives a fuck? This is all like empty gestures to shit. It's like when you get caught cheating on your girl and you erase a couple people on Facebook, like, are we good now? Like, can you stop fucking my friends? I have 3 kids from a previous relationship because my pullout game is trash. My pullout game is like the United States military. I say I'm a pullout, and 10 years later, we all in debt. So we get into it over money all the time. I pay my child support, you know what I mean? But of course, it's not enough for her. We go back and forth and back and forth. Guys, you ever have a woman like yell at you so much you just tell her the truth to her face? Like, she was yelling at me like back and forth. She's like, this money ain't shit. You think you doing something. I gotta buy these kids shoes and clothes. This ain't shit. This money ain't shit. After hearing that for 10 minutes, I was like, you know what? That's what you get for letting the fry cook bust nuts in you. What kind of money did you think I had? I was sneaking home chicken wings and cheese fries when we was together. Did you really think I had a Cadillac in the driveway that I was just waiting to pull up on your fucking ass? I had to catch the bus just to fuck you. You know how degrading it is to catch the bus to get some pussy. This is before Uber, all right? On the RTA with a transfer and some chicken wings, like, this bitch better be home.
Very funny stuff from John Armstrong. Make sure you find him on social media. He's out there mostly on Instagram. It's John Armstrong Comedy, so check him out there. We've reached the portion of our show for our segment called Here's to You, in which, of course, we raise our glasses and give cheers to somebody that's done something awesome or positive. It's an accomplishment, a milestone, or maybe they just did something really good and they deserve a note. That's what we do in this segment, and you can nominate people for it by emailing happyhoursteveguy@gmail.com. This week, look, we've given a rough time to Cleveland Indians pitchers, so we decided to make one of them a person that we raise our glasses to. Last week, Tristan McKenzie, a young rookie, and yeah, I had to look up if he's even allowed to drink. Turns out he is. He is of age, so it's all right. Made his first start for the Cleveland Indians, was phenomenal, and got the win in his very first major league start. So this goes out to Tristan McKenzie. Here's to you. And again, you can nominate somebody for it by emailing happyhoursteveguy@gmail.com. Let us know. Email us at any point. We could use it on this show, and we're trying to do it every day on social media just to put some positivity out there in the world. Thanks to Dave Huffman for swinging by. Make sure you check out the Bitchy Vegan Homo all over the place. Thanks to John Armstrong once again, and thanks to my bar regular Jocelyn, I guess. Plus Xavier, my bar back, always reliable, great dude. And All Saints Public House in Cleveland. Check all of the stuff that they have. You can follow them at All Saints CLE on Instagram. Look at the delicious food they have and their amazing mixed drinks. And most importantly, thanks to all of you. We've now got 15 episodes plus one amazing special social sit-down that we did for the very first season of Happy Hour with Steve Guy. We're going to take a couple weeks off and we'll be back with season 2. But thank you so much to all of you for these 15 weeks swinging by Happy Hour with Steve Guy.